Kiki's with Louie kicked off with the lovely and amazing MJ Rodriguez to discuss the series Pose. The show chronicles the stories of Black and Latinx, queer, and trans young people in the ballroom scene in the 1990s. As we wrap up Kiki's, I'm excited to sit down with my guests Tati and Precious to celebrate My House, a docuseries that followed today's queer and trans young people in the ballroom scene who are claiming their rightful space in LGBTQ history. So I want you to give a round of applause to my first guest, Tati. Come on, child. Ow. Yes. Hey, baby. How are you? All right, and then my next guest, Miss Precious. I thought she was going to dip. Not yet. It's still early in the show. All right, well, thank y'all for traveling out here and joining us.
Thank you for having us, Louie.
Hey, TC.
Kiki's with Louie.
Yes. Yeah, I want that on loop. All right, so before we get started, just tell folks a little bit about yourself.
I'm a Black woman of trans experience. I'm from Brooklyn, New York, born and raised. I'm also known as Tati Mugler. I've been in ballrooms for about 10 years, since 2009, and I'm here.
All right, Miss Precious.
Hey, what's up, you guys? I'm Precious. I really love rapping. I'm from New York City. I moved to Philly. I've been in the ballroom scene since 2014. So I don't know how many years is that? Like 8, 9?
5.
Damn, I'm trying to run it up. Trying to catch up to Tati. But now, I felt like I found like a part of me in ballroom. So it was like easy to adapt to.
All right, so what got you into ballroom? Like, what was your entry point?
I think what got me interested into it, because I was a student at Job Corps, and we had like weekend passes or like overnight passes, and my friends kept telling me like, oh my God, like there's like a Vogue nights at like Escolitas, and I'm like, what? Because I'm Spanish, so when they say Escolitas, I'm like, school? Like, I'm not going to school at night. Then we went to Vogue nights, and ever since me experiencing like that overnight pass and going to Vogue nights, I was like, I need to learn what a dip is. Cacao.
What got you into the ballroom scene?
I found ballroom through my high school experience. That's how I got introduced to my gay father, and he taught me all the fundamentals of like voguing and stuff like that. And then I just like engaged and engulfed in it. Like I was just lost in it because it was something that was so like, it was new, but it was really intriguing to me, being that I was a dancer and I wanted to, at the time I was really into like acrobats and like gymnastics. So I'm like, well, bitch, I could jump around and do the craziness here. All right, so I'm about to carry.
A trophy, a cash prize?
All of that. Give it to me.
So do you remember the first ball that you attended? Like the first ball you walked, or the first ball you commentated?
The first ball I walked was the Legends Ball 2010. At that
was a good year too.
And I walked Drags Realness that night. I didn't Vogue that night. This is the beginning of my transition.
So the first ball I commentated was a Kiki ball.
So thinking back on that time, did you think that that experience would lead you to a show like My House on Viceland?
I had no idea. And when they approached me on my front door, baby, the way I was anxious, like, what is going on? But I realized that this was an opportunity for me to share my story and for other people to, like, get a glimpse of who I am, because I'm more of, like, a private person. So, yeah.
So how did they approach you for My House? Like, how did the whole concept come about?
Well, I don't know if you know who Elegance Giovanni is. Mm-hmm. Elegance, he did like a whole bunch of series like The Peer Kids, and he does like a little docuseries based upon our community. And when he hit me up, he was like, hey, Precious, I have an idea. We're gonna shoot a pilot for what can possibly be a show. So the first way he got me, he was like, oh, we're gonna film at BBQs. I was like, yes. I get to have food and I get to get paid. I was like, yes. So we went to BBQs, we shot a pilot, and then like I think like it was like a month, like maybe 3 weeks, a month later, we was in competition with another show for the slot. And we was like, oh, just keep your fingers crossed, just keep your fingers crossed. And we was just like, We're doing everything we can. And then I got an email like saying, hey, we're gonna discuss like your role in the show. And I was just like, and I think I spoke to Sean. Sean was the first person that really told me. He was like, it's happening. And when you know how you get excited, I'll call my mom. I was like, Mom, I'm gonna be on TV. I made it. I was like, look at me. I called everybody. I think I called my little sister. My little sister was like, all right, girl.
And what has been the response so far?
Richard M.
I mean, I feel like my house definitely gave us more opportunities. We've uplifted a lot of the younger generation. We made them feel like they can be seen and they can be heard. So that was like a really positive response on that behalf.
What about for you? What feedback have you been getting either in the ballroom scene or outside the ballroom scene?
Well, I mean, in the ballroom scene, it kind of just like uplifted like who I was. Like everyone knew I was like this sweet bubble that everyone like you know, like that one person in the family that everyone adapts to and like, oh yeah, we love you. And it's just like, but I feel like the TV show actually gave me like a platform to voice my opinions. They gave me a platform to be more comfortable in who I was.
So what is one thing that Ballroom has given you or that you've learned in ballroom culture or in your ballroom family that continues to sustain you right now, that keeps you going?
Ballroom basically taught me, it taught me two things. It taught me one, blood doesn't make you family, and it taught me not to trust everyone. And sometimes you have to even question yourself. Like, you can be like manipulated to like do things based upon what other people do just to make them feel comfortable in certain situations. And it's okay to be like, hey, no, I don't want to go to the club. Oh, hey, no, I don't want to drink. I don't want to smoke. But when we get into like groups and people are like, oh, you know, fun, then you're the party pooper, then you do this. But it definitely puts a strong head on your shoulders, and it makes you just stand up for who you want to be and not who they want you to be.
For me, Ballroom taught me to be myself tongue twister, unapologetically, because I come from a background where it was just like, it was extremely hard coming from a single parent, low income, urban neighborhood, coming from being bullied and just being belittled to where I felt like I didn't exist in the world or I didn't matter. So I felt like when I came to Ballroom, I gained that confidence and I gained that willingness to just live my life and be me and be free. Being able to live your life and chase your dream, like we have Angelica Ross and Janet Mock and MJ Rodriguez. We have all these like monumental trans women who are laying down the blueprint for girls like me and after me.
So Pose, it's been renewed for season 3. You've appeared in it.
Yes, it has.
Yes.
The second episode.
So what are, and I, again, love that it exists, love that, the story, especially around HIV and the experience, it's, we're being taught that, or the story is being told through a trans lens and through the 1980s and 90s, because that hasn't necessarily been a lens or narrative that we've gotten. But I know that the first season of Pose, when there was a campaign to save Pose, there was also the campaign to save My House, and unfortunately, we were can't save both. What do you think are the chances of My House being renewed, or what can we do or who do we email? Who do we stalk on Twitter?
Let me answer this. You know what? Which camera's on? This one. I'm tired of y'all asking me when the show's coming back.
Cut it out.
I know it's not. No, but I say that in good spirits, because you know what, guys? In life, if there's anything I want y'all to leave with today is that don't over-expect something. Just because God placed you on TV, like I'm saying in my predicament, just because God placed me on TV doesn't mean I was meant to be on seasons or multiple shows. Like, I had to really sit back and actually like humble myself and say, you know what? God has done great by me. And there's nothing that he has done that made me feel like, wow, that wasn't enough. Maybe me being on TV was to open up other doors that I'm not even realizing right now. You know why? Because I'm focusing on a TV show that's not being renewed. as far as like our communities being like capitalized right now, and everyone's like, oh my God, we want to know what ballroom's about. Who knows? It might be tomorrow. We might like get a phone call and like, hey, we're gonna do this. But as of right now, I'm just like really riding the wave. Like everything that's been open ever since the show, it's been like doors have been like, whew, whew. I'm like, I'm thankful. That's it.
What would be one tip that you would give someone who's just entering ballroom culture or joining a house?
Stay true to yourself. And I would always say, like, keep your circle really small, because it's like you come across a lot of people who don't have the best intention, and they may have like a positive face on, but baby, they will turn you in a heartbeat. So definitely keep that family aspect, your circle tight, and just keep it cute.